Hello and welcome to the discourse. This is the second part of multiple choice question series on Age of Chaucer. We will revise contemporaries of Geoffrey Chaucer and their literature through this series. So let's start. The first question is, who is the author of Piers the Plowman? Option A Chaucer, B Langland, C Lydgate and D none of these. The correct choice is B William Langland. Question number 2 is, William Langland was born in the year option A 1331, option B 1332, option C 1333 and option D 1334. The correct answer is B 1332. Question number 3 is, the correct title of William Langland's whole poem is The Piers Plowman, Piers the Plowman, The Vision of Piers the Plowman and D. The Books of Piers the Plowman. The right choice is C. The correct title of William Langland's whole poem is The Vision of Piers the Plowman. Question number 4 is, there is a reference of Malvern Hills in option A Piers the Plowman, option B Motte the author, option C The Canterbury Tales and option D The Christ. The correct choice is A Piers the Plowman. Question number 5 is, the chief weapon of Langland's allegory is option A irony, option B sarcasm, option C satire and option D all. The correct choice is A. Irony is the chief weapon of Langland. Question number 6 is, the first version of Piers the Plowman was written in option A 1361, B 1362, C 1363 and D 1364. The correct choice is B 1362. Question number 7 is, a beautiful lady, Holy Church both appears in which work? Option A Chaucer's Nun Priest's Tale, option B Gower's Confessio Amantis, option C Langland's Piers the Plowman and option D none of the above. The correct choice is C. Langland's Piers the Plowman. Question number 8 is, in Piers the Plowman, Langland saw a series of visions. What was the first vision that he saw? Option A, the vision of 7 deadly sins. Option B, the vision of field full of folks. Option C, the vision of Lady Bribery. And option D, the vision of man's moral and spiritual life. The correct choice is C. The first vision that he saw was that of vision of Lady Bribery. Question number 9 is, the expression a fairy felde full of folk appears in option A the Canterbury Tales, option B Piers the Plowman, option C Motte the author and option D Pardoner's Tale. The correct choice is B Piers the Plowman. Question number 10 is, In Langland's Piers the Plowman, Piers Plowman first appears in option A passes 4, option B passes 5, option C passes 6 and option D passes 7. The correct answer is B. Piers the Plowman first appears in passes 5. Question number 11 is Richard the Redless was written by option A Langland, B Chaucer, C Gower and D Malory. The correct answer is A. William Langland wrote Richard the Redless. Question number 12 is In a summer season warm, soft was the sun, I showed me in shrouded as a shape wear. These lines have been taken from option A Piers the Plowman, Pardoner's Tale, Beowulf and D Parliament of Fowls. The right choice is A. Piers the Plowman. Question number 12 is How many cantos are there in Langland's Piers the Plowman? Option A 5, option B 6, option C 7 and option D 8. The right answer is C 7. There are 7 cantos in Piers the Plowman. Question number 13 is the first canto of Piers the Plowman deals with the vision of Holy Church, Lady Mead, falsehood, 7 deadly sins. The right answer is A. The vision of Holy Church. Question number 14 is In whose hands is wickedness and their right hand is full of gifts? This line has been taken from Piers the Plowman, The Canterbury Tales, Pardoner's Tale or D. Motte D. Author. The correct answer is A. Piers the Plowman. Question number 15 is John Barber's Proofs, a poem which deals with the scheme of A. Social, B. Political, C. National or D. Moral. The correct choice is C. National. The poem Bruce deals with the scheme of nationalism. Question number 16 is John Gower was a contemporary of option A Spenser, B Shakespeare, C Chaucer and D Marlowe. The right choice is C Chaucer. Question number 17 is the lifespan of Gower is 1325 to 1408. Option B 1330 to 1405, option C 1335 to 1410 and option D 1332 to 1408. The right answer is A 1325 to 1408. Question number 18 is Confessio Amantis is a great English work written by option A John Gower, B Geoffrey Chaucer, C William Langland, D none of the above. The correct answer is A John Gower. Question number 19 is Miroir de la Homme, a French work, was written by Option A. Langland, B. Gower, C. Chaucer, and D. Marlowe. The right answer is B. Gower. Question number 20 is, which work deals with the peasants' revolt of 1381? Option A. Vox Clementis. Option B. Confessio Amantis. Option C. The House of Fame. And option D. Legend of Good Women. The correct answer is A. Vox Clementis deals with the peasants' revolt of 1381. Question number 21 is, the lines, under an hill there is a cave, which of the Sone may not have been taken from option A. Confessio Amantis, option B. The Parliament of Fowls, option C. The Canterbury Tales, and option D. None of the above. The correct answer is A. Confessio Amantis. Question number 22 is, Speculum Meditantis, a French work, has been written by option A. John Lydgate, option B. Thomas O'Cleve, option C. John Gower, and option D. John Skelton. The correct answer is C. John Gower. Question number 23 is, which work of John Gower is inspired by peasants' revolt of 1381? Option A. Confessio Amantis, option B. Vox Clementis, option C. Speculum Meditantis, and option D. None of the above. The correct answer is B. Vox Clementis. Question number 24 is, John Gower died in the year 1407, 1408, 1409, or 1400. The right answer is B. 1408. Question number 25 is, Vox Clementis has been written by A. Chaucer, B. Lydgate, C. Gower, and D. Langland. The correct answer is C. Gower. Question number 26 is, Vox Clementis is a dream allegory written in which language? Option A. French, B. English, C. Latin, and D. Spanish. The right choice is C. Latin. Question number 27 is, Confessio Amantis is a collection of tales in option A. English octosyllabic couplets, option B. French octosyllabic couplets, option C. English monosyllabic couplets, and option D. French monosyllabic couplets. The correct answer is A. English octosyllabic couplets. Question number 28 is, Speculum Hominis, a work in French, has been written by option A. John Gower, B. Chaucer, C. Langland, and D. None of these. The correct choice is A. John Gower. Question number 29 is, Gower's Vox Clementis consists of dash books. Option A 5, B 6, C 7, and D 8. The correct answer is A. 5. Question number 30 is, in Vox Clamantis, the author divides people into three classes. Which are these classes? Option A, doctor, soldier and clerk. Option B, clerk, soldier and plowman. Option C, clerk, soldier and businessman. And option D, soldier, teacher and clerk. The correct answer is B, clerk, soldier and plowman. Question number 31 is, Gover's last literary work is Straight, which deals with the theme of love and marriage. It was written about option A 1397, B 1398, C 1399 and D 1400. The correct answer is A 1397. Question number 32 is, who translated Higden's Polychronicon? Option A, John Wycliffe. Option B, John Trevisa. Option C, Langland. And option D, John Gower. The correct answer is B. John of Trevisa translated it in English in 1387. Question number 33 is, the Voyage and Travels of Sir John Mandeville was written in option A 1354, option B 1356, C 1358 and D 1377. The correct choice is D 1377. Question number 34 is, the Voyage and Travels of Sir John Mandeville was originally written in which language? Option A Latin, B French, C English and D German. The correct answer is B French. Question number 34 is, Wycliffe and Lollards began Reformation in England in which year? A 1377, B 1477, C 1378 and D 1478. The right choice is A 1377. Question number 35 is, one of the first Englishmen to challenge the authority of the Catholic Church was option A John Wycliffe, option B Chaucer, option C Malory and option D none of these. The correct choice is A. John Wycliffe was the first Englishman to challenge the authority of the Roman Catholic Church. Question number 36 is, who is known as the father of English prose? Option A John Gower, option B John Wycliffe, option C Chaucer and option D Langland. The right answer is B John Wycliffe. Question number 37 is, the first theologian who distributed leaflets and pamphlets to the people was option A John Bunyan, option B Langland, option C John Wycliffe and option D Hilton. The correct answer is C John Wycliffe. Question number 38 is, who is known as Morning Star of Reformation? Option A John Wycliffe, B Langland, C Chaucer and D Mallory. The correct choice is A. John Wycliffe. He is known as the morning star of Reformation. Question number 39 is, what was the period of John Wycliffe? Option A 1400 to 1440. Option B 1324 to 1384. Option C 1390 to 1445. And option D 1290 to 1340. The correct choice is B. The period of John Wycliffe is 1324 to 1384. Question number 40 is, who were Lollards? Option A, poor priests of Church of England. Option B, poor priests of Catholic Church. Option C, the followers of Wycliffe. And option D, the pilgrims of Chaucer's age. The correct answer is C. The followers of Wycliffe were known as Lollards. Question number 41 is, Wycliffe's The Bible is a translation of Greek texts, Latin texts, Hebrew or Arabic texts. The right choice is B. Wycliffe's The Bible is a translation of Latin texts. Question number 42 is, in which year John Wycliffe rendered the Bible into English? Option A 1280, option B 1380, option C 1400 and option D 1480. The correct choice is B. John Wycliffe rendered Bible in 1380 in English language. So this was all about the age of Chaucer. We have revised all major works and lives of Chaucer and his contemporaries. In further editions of this series of MCQs, we will take upon the Chaucerians and their works, the English Chaucerians and the Scottish Chaucerians. Please subscribe and remain in contact with the discourse.